Sunrise and streaming on crossroadstoday.com. 2 explosions killed over 90 people in Iran yesterday at a ceremony to commemorate a top Iranian commander. 25 News now has more on the possible act of terrorism. And new details emerging this morning about the officer-involved shooting at the Goat nightclub in Victoria over the weekend. We'll tell you the recovery status of the victims shot. Plus, Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis will battle it out at the next GOP debate in Iowa. Will Trump be on the battleground? We'll let you know. We have this story and more coming up on Sunrise.
And we got some more cool weather ahead of us before that next big system comes our way next week. We'll take a look at that in the weather coming up.
A star from Cuero has signed to play at the next level. I'll have that in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Carolina Astrain.
And I'm Parker Cox.
And today it's the 4th day of January 2024. The time is now 6:31 on our Thursday morning. And it is National Pop Chart Day. I think Parker has a Pop-Tart, but it's just tangential.
Close enough. I didn't get to finish it this morning, but.
And we do have an update from our Victoria County Sheriff's Office for y'all this morning. There's a crash reported on U.S. Highway 59 southbound near Burroughsville Road. Traffic is being diverted to U.S. 59 and Telfner, so be cautious when driving in that area. And that's from the Victoria County Sheriff's Office.
Yes, absolutely. Be cautious this morning, folks. And not just that, but also be cautious with the fog out there because we might see some fog out there this morning. Starting out a little bit chilly this morning in the 40s this morning, but if y'all waking up right now, or if you just tune in and look at a live look at Eastern Victoria, where, like I said, a little bit chilly out there and also quite humid, which is making that fog. Like I said, 47 starting out the day right now, looking a little bit chilly, but the dew point just 3 degrees off, got a 90% humidity, but not here at the crossroads, might not see any here, but looking around the rest of our area, anywhere you see 95% or higher is where you might start seeing that light fog start to develop, like Karnes City, for example, 95%, 97 in Nixon, 99 in Gonzales, Hallettsville as well, Wharton, Bay City, y'all are all under the gun for possibly seeing some light fog this morning, so please be careful on the roads this morning. But the big talk for today, at least, is this rain. Might see some showers this afternoon into the evening and overnight as well. Let's take a look at your future track here. By around 3 p.m. today, this afternoon, might have a couple showers start developing in our vicinity, but really going into the later afternoon, evening, and overnight tonight, as you can see here by 9 p.m. into overnight by midnight. Look at all these scattered showers that will be in their area. Maybe even a couple rumbles of thunder overnight. That'd be pretty fun because you don't really hear thunder too much anymore, at least not in the winter. But going to be a little cool, like I said, starting out this morning in the 40s, but warming up only into the low 60s this afternoon. It's going to be a little bit of a chilly day, but not too bad. Like a mild, humid chilly out there. But with that cool weather, we also that real feels like temperature is going to be a little bit colder than the actual temperature because it's going to be a little windy today with gusts possibly up to 25 miles an hour today, maybe a little bit stronger than that. But the big talk isn't that. It's actually what's coming next week. You're going to have this low that just gives us the showers today. Going to move off into the Atlantic and dissipate over there, making way for this next upper level low to come next week. And we'll take a look at that and more in just a few more moments. Back to you, Joanna.
Thank you, Parker. We just received an Amber Alert about a child abduction in Bulverde, Texas. A blue truck, an unknown make, model, and year. The victim is 13-year-old white female Carly Odell, who was last seen wearing a gray sweatshirt, multicolored shorts, and black shoes. The suspect is believed to be an unknown 21-year-old Hispanic man with facial hair and a receding hairline. Call 911 if you have any additional information. Iran state media says 2 explosions killed more than 90 people and wounded over 100 others Wednesday at a ceremony to commemorate a top Iranian commander. The explosions happened in the southeastern city of Kerman at the cemetery where Iranian commander Qasem Soleimani is buried. A second blast exploded just around 2,000 feet from Soleimani's grave. Soleimani was the leader of Iran's secretive Quds force when he was killed in January of 2020 by a U.S. drone strike in Baghdad. Hundreds of Iranians had gathered to the cemetery to mark the anniversary of Soleimani's death when the explosions occurred, leading Iranian leaders to call the explosions a terrorist attack. We'll go to Washington for the latest on the attack later on Sunrise. Authorities called off an Amber Alert for 13-year-old Carly Smart. Our sources at KTRK say Angleton police believe that the teen ran away. Authorities have located her but have not released any other details surrounding the case. A man and a woman shot at the Goat nightclub over the weekend will make a full recovery this morning. The couple got shot as police responded to a disturbance call at the club at around 3:30 a.m. on New Year's Eve. While officers investigated the disturbance, they say someone opened fire from a vehicle leaving the club's parking lot. That shooting prompted officers to return fire, which led to an officer-involved shooting. Texas Rangers have opened an investigation into how the shooting happened. A woman's accused of getting behind the wheel while intoxicated. The allegations come after she reportedly hit a road sign on US 77 Frontage Road. Officers arrested her just before 9 o'clock Tuesday night. Her vehicle did sustain some damage, but there's no reports of any injuries. Now, to a wild scene inside a Nevada courtroom. A man lunging over the bench to attack the judge.
Disorder in this Las Vegas courtroom. 30-year-old Deobra Redden, unrestrained, lunges over the bench right at District Court Judge Mary Kay Holthus, pinning her against the wall, pummeling her on the floor, knocking the court's American flag over until court staff and sheriff's deputies fight him off. The chaos erupting moments after a relatively calm sentencing. Redden, a repeat offender, had pleaded guilty to attempted battery with substantial bodily harm, but he did not want to go to prison again.
I feel like I should be given a shot because I'm in a better place than I was.
Judge Holthus reminding Redden of his lengthy rap sheet.
3 felonies, a gross, 9 misdemeanors, multiple DVs. Got a lot going on, sir.
He still asked for leniency.
I feel that I shouldn't be sent to prison for a second time.
But the judge denied his request for probation, which apparently set Redden off.
I appreciate that, but I think it's time that he gets a taste of something else because I just can't with that history. In accordance with the laws of the state of Nevada, this court...
The judge was injured, her condition being monitored, and a courtroom officer was sent to the hospital. A statement from the court says, "We commend the heroic acts of the judge's staff, law enforcement, and all others who subdued the defendant. We are reviewing our protocols." In the aftermath, the judge was seen holding her head, but talking and able to walk away. We're also told Redden has a history of mental illness. He now faces multiple new felony charges. Derek Dennis, ABC News.
The next GOP debate will feature only 2 candidates, Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis, both of whom are trying to position themselves as an alternative to former President Trump. CNN, which is hosting the debate in Iowa next Wednesday, says neither Chris Christie, Vivek Ramaswamy, nor Asa Hutchinson qualified through polling to be included. The network says in order to be invited, a candidate must receive at least 10% in 3 separate national and/or Iowa polls of the Republican caucus goers or primary voters that met CNN standards for reporting. Meanwhile, former President Trump, the consensus leader in the GOP race for the nomination, will skip the debate again. Starbucks customers can now use their own personal cups for drink orders. The move's part of the Seattle-based company's bid to reduce cup waste sent to landfills. Customers can order with their clean personal cups in store. And here are some of the top headlines you can read in the Port Lavaca Wave. Police arrested 1 man for public intoxication after they found a vehicle submerged near the 6 Mile community boat ramp. Plus, Memorial Medical Center CEO has outlined a new multi-approach profitability plan designed to refocus the hospital's efforts to save money. You can read these stories and more at theportlavacawave.com. And remember, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. The time, looking at the clock, let's see, it's 6:39 on our Thursday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up. Tanya Lloyd announced yesterday she's running for the 27th Congressional District.
Biden administration says it's likely ISIS responsible for the 2 explosions in Iran, killing dozens. I'm Micah Jachi reporting in Washington. Coming up, Iran's threat to those responsible.
And coming up after the break, we'll take a look at your school bus forecast, that allergy report as well. And later on Sunrise, we'll take a look at that big system coming our way next week. Well, good morning, Crossroads. If you're all waking up this morning, or if you're just tuning in, look at a live look at Cuero, where it's a little cloudy out there, but also a little chilly and also quite humid out there this morning. Starting out about 44 right now up there in the Cuero area. And Pickens is up there because that's the closest town to Cuero that is at Victoria. But with the dew point just 1 degree off of the temperature, you got a 98% humidity under those calm winds. So that's high enough to create some fog. So please be careful on the roads this morning if you do see any fog out there. You don't want to get any kind of wrecks today. But if you're sending your kiddos off to school this morning, it's going to be about 46 as they're heading out the door. A little bit chilly. You might want to pack them a light jacket because it's going to be a little cool for the rest of the day. Only getting up to about 61 this afternoon with some scattered showers likely this evening. So maybe even pack them an umbrella because maybe might see a shower or two as they're heading out the door from school. But looking at your allergy report, only tree pollen is low today, but the grass and ragweed is not existent today. But I did have some really bad sniffles this morning, so maybe let it to you decide if you want to take an allergy pill or not. But for the rest of this week and going into this weekend, sticking in the 60s, going to be nice and cool for the rest of this weekend, but then rising to the 70s on Monday, head of that warm front, but then dropping right back to the 60s next week after that system comes through the area. And we'll take a look at that more in just a few moments. Back to you, Kiana.
Thank you, Parker. A local star will hit the diamond at the next level, and Pro Bowl selections are out. Here's sports reporter Zach Brown.
The Pro Bowl selections are out. The Texans only have one starter, and that is left tackle Laramie Tunsil. But the Dallas Cowboys, well, they got a whole lot of them. You got Dak Prescott, you got the guard Zach Martin, Oklahoma Sooner great CeeDee Lamb. They all get the nod on offense from the Cowboys. DaRon Bland was voted in as well. And, of course, you've got Micah Parsons. They've got some special teamers in there as well. Former Texan and obviously current Dallas Cowboy Brian Anger gets in as the punter. And the Cowboys have found themselves quite the kicker this year in Brandon Aubrey. He's 35 for 35 on field goals this year. The record for most in a year without a miss is 37. That was in 2003. Out in Cuero, we have yet another star athlete committing to college, and that is softball star Abigail Aguilar. She put the pen to paper to make her commitment to the Coastal Bend Cougars official, and she did so in front of a room full of coaches, friends, and family. Softball season hasn't even begun yet, but she's already starting to see success. She thanked everyone for coming out. The Lady Gobblers are the reigning district champions, so they hope to have a great follow-up to last year. The Houston Texans also have 6 Pro Bowl alternates, but they will not be playing because the Texans will be getting ready to play in the Super Bowl. That's your 25 Sports Now.
Thank you, Zach. All right, we want to invite y'all to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, and Android TV. Just search Crossroads Today Plus. And now on to the latest on the Iranian blast that killed many people. Iranian officials say 2 bombs exploded and killed more than 100 people at a ceremony for a prominent Iranian general. It was the deadliest attack to target Iran in over 40 years.
The Biden administration saying it's likely ISIS behind the 2 explosions, triggering panic on the streets of a crowded Iranian city. The 2 powerful bombs detonating during a ceremony marking the death of Iran's former top general Qasem Soleimani, killed 4 years ago by a U.S. drone strike and considered the mastermind behind an Iranian-backed network of militia groups that included Hamas and Hezbollah. The scene outside a local hospital chaotic as the wounded are frantically lifted down from emergency vehicles and pushed into the hospital on stretchers. Officials say the bombs were placed in backpacks and detonated remotely, the attack killing scores of people and wounding over 200 more, the largest in that country in more than 40 years. Iranian officials immediately accusing Israel and, quote, criminal America of the attacks, saying Israel will pay the price. U.S. officials denying involvement.
I'm not going to speak for another nation. I would just tell you that we have no indication that Israel was in any way involved in this.
The attack comes just 1 day after officials say an Israeli drone targeted and killed a top Hamas official, Saleh al-Aruri, in Lebanon, raising fears of a wider war in the region.
We remain incredibly concerned, as we have been from the outset of this conflict, about the risk of the conflict spreading into other fronts.
Hezbollah's top leader calling the strike a serious and heinous crime that will not go without punishment. U.S. officials say they were not told in advance of the strike. Ika Jachi, ABC News, Washington.
Tanya Lloyd announced yesterday she's running for the 27th Congressional District versus incumbent Michael Cloud. Lloyd, a school teacher for 17 years in Lockhart, says she's a lifelong Republican voter, but that she's running as a Democrat. Lloyd said she's running to address the economic challenges of District 27, including the pressing challenges of rural health care, and to stand up for her students and their families. Today's the last day to register to vote in the City of Victoria mayoral election. The first day for in-person early voting is January 17th, and the last day to receive an application for ballot by mail is January 23rd. The last day for early voting is January 30th, and once again, that election is set for Saturday, February 3rd. The time is now 6:46 on our Thursday morning. Still to come, the FDA is looking into reports of hair loss and suicidal thoughts linked to the use of popular diabetes and drug loss.
Well, good morning, Crossroads. We've been having some real cool weather these last few days, haven't we? In fact, yesterday we got up to 52. That was our high temperature yesterday, 52 degrees. Now, the question is it going to be the same as today? No, probably not. It's going to be a little bit warmer today, starting out in the mid to upper 40s this morning, but warming up only to the low 60s this afternoon is what I'm thinking. Now, I thought it was going to be 60 yesterday, but I guess it came a little bit more cloudy than I thought it would, but I think it's going to be about low 60s this afternoon. Maybe a little bit of a chilly day ahead of all the showers that's coming our way later this evening. We'll take a look at your future tracker here. Like I said, I'm not expecting any showers to start developing until the later afternoon and really go into the evening hour. As you can see here, by about 3 p.m., a couple showers in our vicinity, but really go into the evening and later overnight. Plenty of showers widespread out here, maybe even a couple rumbles of thunder overnight. That'd be pretty fun. But take a look at what's going on for the rest of this weekend into next week. That's because the big talk is what's coming next week. Got this low. It's going to give us the showers tonight. It's going to pass out east into the Atlantic, make a way for this next upper level low. It's going to be a deep one coming our way on Monday. Bring us a cold front on Monday. We're going to take a look at that more in just a few more moments. Back to Keelan.
Thank you, Parker. The FDA is looking into reports of hair loss and suicidal thoughts linked to the use of popular diabetes and weight loss drugs. People who take medications like Ozempic, Mounjaro, Rybelsus, and Wegovy may be at risk for these side effects, but that just means that the FDA has concluded the drug has the listed risk and not necessarily identified it as a potential safety issue. On its website, the agency reported that it's evaluating the need for regulatory action after it received reports of unusual side effects like accidentally breathing in food or liquid. These popular drugs are designed to treat diabetes or weight loss, mimic GLP-1, a hormone naturally produced in the body. And that leads us to your viewer poll. You can scan the QR code right there on your screen to take part. We ask you, have you ever experienced hair loss? Okay, let's take a look. 59% of you say yes, you have, and 41% of you say no, you have not. We want to keep hearing from y'all. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part in our viewer poll. Mayhem at Target over an item causing scenes reminiscent of Black Friday. Target's new Valentine's Day Stanley collection. The Galentine's Day collection is already sold out. Target and Stanley collaborated to release a limited edition tumblers that come in 2 colors, Target Red and Cosmo Pink. And Delish says they're already up on resale sites listed at prices up to $240. Still to come on Sunrise News to know before you go, an update on a murder mystery. An update on a murder mystery in San Antonio that left a pregnant teen and her boyfriend dead. San Antonio police arrested a teen and his father Wednesday in connection to the deaths of 18-year-old Savannah Soto and 22-year-old Matthew Guerra. 19-year-old Christopher Preciado is accused of killing the couple during a drug deal gone wrong, while his dad, Ramon Preciado, is accused of trying to get rid of the bodies in a parked car. Last week, police released surveillance video to the public asking for help in identifying the 2 suspects. The bodies of Soto and Guerra were found in a car parked near an apartment complex last month. Each were found with a gunshot wound. The Justice Department filed a lawsuit against the state of Texas on Wednesday to challenge Senate Bill 4. The law, which is scheduled to take effect in March, would allow police to arrest migrants who enter the U.S. illegally, and it is part of Republican Governor Greg Abbott's escalating response to border crossings. The lawsuit asks a federal court in Austin to declare the Texas law unconstitutional. It calls the measure a violation of the Supremacy Clause, which establishes that federal laws in most cases supersede state law. Texas is also fighting separate court battles to keep razor wire on the border and a floating barrier in the Rio Grande. The Lukeville border crossing in Arizona is expected to reopen today. The popular gateway to Mexico experienced a 30-day shutdown that damaged economies on both sides of the border. For local businesses such as Why Not Travel Store, the reopening is welcomed as they say the port closure has led to issues importing food items. Governor Katie Hobbs has called on the Biden administration to federalize the Arizona National Guard to help process migrants. The governor said there are no guarantees on how long the crossing will stay open, although she is hopeful it is not shut down again. Democratic Representative Eric Swalwell confirmed on Wednesday that he and his family were the target of threats. Swalwell, who represents California's 14th district, received calls threatening to kill him and his children. Authorities said the calls took place at 7:18 on December 19th and that the phone number that was used to call the congressperson's office came back to Michael Shapiro. In a statement, Swalwell noted there is no place in America for threats of political violence, adding that it is important to, quote, resolve our differences at the ballot box. Shapiro was previously charged in a 2019 threats case. The city of Victoria plans to spend a record-breaking $30 million to repair 20 miles of streets this fiscal year. Repairing Crestwood Drive between Ben Jordan and Navarro was finished last February. The final phase of the $15 million Crestwood Drive project between Ben Jordan and Main Street is about 90% complete. It's expected to be finished in August. Street repairs are also continuing in 5 other areas. The city's overall goal is repairing 112 miles of streets through the 2026 fiscal year. Starting Monday, FM 1686 will be closed between Johnson Road and Raven Road. TxDOT reports the closure will be for 30 days while the bridge is replaced. The U.S. Department of Justice sues Texas over new immigration law punishing illegal border crossings. Read the story by the Texas Tribune on our website, crossroadstoday.com. And we want to invite y'all to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. And a quick reminder to y'all, there is a crash that the Sheriff's Office is working on US 59 southbound near Burrowsville Drive. So be careful if you're going that way. And let's get a look at our forecast with Parker.
Well, thanks, Carolina, and good morning, folks. If y'all waking up this morning, for just tuning in, a little bit chilly as you got a live look at Eastern Victoria here. Like I said, a little chilly starting out your day, 46, but with a dew point of 43, just a few degrees off, get an 89% humidity, so it's quite humid out there this morning. But in fact, that humidity is actually what's going to drive up our good shot at some showers today. Take a look at your future tracker here. We're not really expecting any showers to start developing until about the later afternoon. As you can hear, by 3 p.m., a couple showers starting to develop in our area, but really going into the afternoon, late afternoon into the evening and overnight hours. By midnight here, you can see plenty of showers, maybe even a couple of rumbles of thunder tonight. That'd be pretty fun, but that's not even the big talk. The big talk is what's coming after that. This low is going to give us those shots of showers today. It's going to push off into the Atlantic and dissipate over there, making way for this next upper level low coming out of Western Canada, bringing us a cold front and a warm front on Monday, cooling us off nicely back into the 60s next week. But for the rest of this week into the weekend, sticking to the 60s, going to be nice and cool, but dropping right back to the 60s once again after that cold front comes through on Monday.
All right, I'm getting used to this cold again.
Yeah, it's still cool out there, kind of pretty normal out there.
Makes me want to get another jacket. All right, well, thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful Thursday, and remember, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today, and join us tonight for 25 News Now at 5, 6, and 10.